Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The cosmos was a chaotic ballet of swirling colors and hidden dangers. Amongst the vastness, Cassandra Reed held tightly to the controls of her small exploration craft, the Starfire, as it cut through the vibrant waves of energy pulsing from the nearby cosmic storm. Her heart raced as alarms blared and warning lights flickered erratically. "This is not how I imagined first contact," she muttered under her breath. Her mission was simple: to collect samples and data from undiscovered worlds. But nature had its own plan as a sudden shockwave hit, tossing the Starfire like a leaf in a storm. With a heavy pull, she activated the emergency thrusters, but her efforts were fruitless. The ship spiraled out of control, plummeting toward the surface of the uncharted planet below. Just as Cassandra braced for impact, all awareness blackened into silence. When she came to, the acrid scent of charred metal filled her lungs. She lay amidst the wreckage of her ship, the control panel shattered around her. Lifting herself onto her hands and knees, she scanned the unfamiliar landscape. The air was thick and humid, alive with the sounds of alien creatures. "Cassandra," she breathed, forcing herself to focus. She needed to assess her situation and find a way to communicate with her command. Looking around, she noticed vibrant, bioluminescent plants glowing softly, casting an ethereal light against the eerie silhouette of a massive, multi-limbed creature lurking among them. Swallowing her fear, she slowly stood, stumbling forward. Each step crunched against the strange, spongy ground, and the world buzzed with sounds that sent shivers down her spine. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. Suddenly, a deafening roar erupted, and the enormous creature burst into view, its glowing skin pulsing like a heartbeat. Alarm bells rang in her head as it charged toward her, mouth agape, revealing rows of jagged teeth. Instinctively, she turned to run, darting through thick foliage that brushed against her, catching at her clothes with every desperate attempt to escape. The ground began to tilt, and she stumbled forward, crashing into the underbrush. Just as the creature loomed closer, a surge of adrenaline propelled her upward. She scrambled to her feet and ran with all her might, heart pounding in her chest. The roar of the beast sounded like a thunderclap in her ears, urging her to flee as if her life depended on it, because it did. As she weaved between trees and alien flora, a sense of determination gripped her. She couldn't become just another casualty of the cosmos. Finally, she burst through the foliage and into a clearing, gasping for breath. The creature halted at the edge, its glowing eyes studying her with an unsettling curiosity before it retreated back into the shadows, leaving only the sound of rustling leaves in its wake. Cassandra leaned against a massive tree, trying to collect her thoughts. She glanced back at the remnants of her ship, visible in the distance, smoke swirling into the alien sky. "Okay, think, Cassandra," she muttered. She had to find shelter, food, and a way to signal for help. Yet, as she surveyed her surroundings, she felt the creeping sensation of being watched. The pungent air vibrated with an ancient energy, and she could sense that she was not alone. Her resolve hardened as she pushed away from the tree, stepping carefully further into the unknown wilderness of Zyra. It was filled with hazards, but also possibilities. With each step, her mind raced with questions about what lay ahead. Would there be other inhabitants? Would they be friend or foe? She needed to adapt and ensure her survival in this perilous new world. After all, 105 years without a man had shaped the alien tribe's fate, and now, fate had brought her to them. Cassandra pressed onward, her senses heightened by a mix of fear and curiosity. The sun hung low in the alien sky, casting long shadows that seemed to flicker and dance among the strange flora. Every rustle in the bushes sent her heart racing, but she steeled herself against the doubt creeping into her mind. She had faced danger before. She could do so again. After navigating through thick vines and towering plants that pulsed with bioluminescence, she stumbled upon a serene glade. In the center stood a crystal-clear lake, surrounded by glowing fungi of various colors, illuminating the scene like a fantastical dream. Cassandra knelt by the water's edge, her reflection rippling beneath the surface, and took a moment to drink, cupping the cool liquid in her hands. It tasted sweet, an unexpected relief against the lingering taste of smoke and fear. Suddenly, she heard a series of low, echoing croaks resonating from across the lake. Cassandra's heart raced as she turned toward the sound. Emerging from the tree-line across the water were figures, strange, towering beings with iridescent skin that reflected the hues of their surroundings. Their elongated limbs moved with grace, and as they stepped closer, she could see their large, luminous eyes fixated on her. The creatures had features reminiscent of both humans and the more primal beasts she had seen earlier. Elongated faces, multiple arms, and tails that flicked like lightning. They walked on two legs but had additional appendages that seemed to serve various functions, giving them an ethereal quality. "Stay calm," Cassandra whispered to herself as she took a step back, sensing the tension in the air. The beings continued their advance, and she could feel their curiosity intermingled with apprehension. She remembered her training on alien diplomacy. She needed to appear non-threatening. "Hello," she called out, raising her hands in a gesture of peace. Her voice trembled but remained steady. "I come in peace." A hush fell over the glade, interrupted only by the soft lapping of water against the shore. The largest of the creatures, adorned with bright markings across its body, stepped forward and raised one of its arms. A shimmering light emanated from its hand, creating patterns in the air, an otherworldly form of communication. Cassandra held her breath, straining to understand. Suddenly, from within the depths of her mind, she felt a rush of sensation, thoughts, emotions, and images intermingling. "You are not here to harm us," the creature conveyed, its voice resonating within her consciousness, echoing like a song only she could hear. "You are lost, human." She blinked in astonishment. "Ah, yes, I'm lost," she replied, sensing this method of communication was more intuitive than verbal. "My ship crashed. I need help." The creature tilted its head, and a flicker of intrigue danced in its luminous eyes. "We are the Zephyrians," it communicated. "You are unlike any we have seen in over a century." Cassandra noted the mix of wonder and caution that seemed to permeate the air. "I'm Cassandra. I'm an explorer from Earth." She paused, attempting to gauge their reaction. The creatures exchanged glances, their expressions inscrutable, yet revealing a deeper understanding. "Cassandra," the leader echoed, its tone melodic. "You are an anomaly, a specter of the past. We have forgotten what it means to share our world with creatures such as you." As she listened, Cassandra felt a deep sense of longing in their collective thoughts. Over 100 years of solitude had left scars on their society. It was then she realized that her mere presence had the potential to bridge the vast gulf between their worlds. "Is there a way to communicate with my people?" she asked, trying to keep her hope alive. "Communication requires understanding," the Zephyrian leader replied, slowly moving closer. "You will have to prove your worth, your intentions to us." Cassandra nodded slowly, adrenaline coursing through her veins. She would do whatever it took to gain their trust. "What do you need me to do?" "There is a ritual," the leader explained, its eyes shimmering. "A ritual that binds us to the Earth's creatures through shared experience. Should you succeed, you will earn your place among us. Fail, and you will be treated as an enemy." She sensed the weight of their foreboding, but she felt a rush of determination. "I'll do it," she declared, feeling both fear and excitement mix within her. Whatever it takes. As she prepared to follow the Zephyrians into their realm, Cassandra knew she was crossing into the unknown, a bridge between worlds that could change everything. With each step toward the heart of the tribe, she could sense the intertwining fates that awaited them all. The adventure had merely begun. The celebration faded into the delicate embrace of twilight as Cassandra stood amidst the Zephyrian tribe, processing the whirlwind of events that had unfolded. Their joyous chants echoed through the glade, vibrant and alive, a melody that intertwined with the pulsing energy of Zyra itself. She felt a growing warmth within her, an acceptance unlike anything she had ever experienced. Yet, as revelry enveloped her, lingering questions danced in the back of her mind. She approached Kalen, the Zephyrian leader who had guided her through the ritual. His presence was serene, yet there was a depth to his luminescent eyes that told stories of centuries lived in isolation and longing. "What happens now?" she asked, her voice barely audible above the cadence of the tribe's celebration. "What does it mean to be one of you?" "Now," Kalen replied, the melodic tone of his voice resonating deep within her. "You begin your journey with us. You must learn our ways, our culture, our history, and our bond with this land." "Will I truly fit in?" Cassandra's uncertainties spilled forth. "I am from a different world. My systems, my everything is different." "Difference is not a barrier," Kalen assured her, stepping closer. "It is a foundation for growth. Look around you." He gestured to the tribe dancing, mingling, and laughing, their forms glowing with vibrant hues. "We are not defined by our differences, but by our capacity to adapt and evolve together." Cassandra took a deep breath, letting Kalen's words settle within her. She was determined to embrace this new chapter in her life, despite the unknown challenges that lay ahead. "All right, teach me," she said, a renewed sense of purpose igniting her spirit. In the following days, Cassandra immersed herself in the world of the Zephyrians. Each lesson took her deeper into their culture. She learned their language, thoughts shared through emotion and intuition rather than mere syllables. The Zephyrians conveyed knowledge through experiences, using their richly textured environment as both classroom and playground, a stark contrast to her structured human education. She discovered the intricate relationships they held with nature. The Zephyrians lived symbiotically with the alien landscape, nurturing it while drawing strength and wisdom from it. They treated the land with reverence, honoring the spirits of the flora and fauna through vibrant rituals and songs that echoed during their daily routines. Cassandra also found herself developing a close bond with Kalen. He taught her how to move through the underbrush with stealth and grace, just as they did, how to feel the heartbeat of the land beneath her feet, and how to harmonize with the rhythm of Zyra. Their shared moments were filled with laughter and learning, and gradually, Cassandra's apprehensions began to ebb away. One afternoon, as they wandered deeper into the forest, Kalen led her to a towering waterfall cascading down smooth stones, its sound resonating like a gentle heartbeat. The water sparkled with tiny orbs of light, illuminating their surroundings. It was here that Kalen revealed a pivotal truth about the Zephyrians. "Once long ago, we thrived alongside the humans," he began, his voice soft as the spray from the waterfall misted their faces. "We were one until fear and misunderstanding drove our worlds apart. A century has passed since we last saw a human, and while we survived, a piece of us has remained lost ever since." Cassandra felt a profound weight in his words. "And now?" she asked, her heart aching with the realization of the history between their species. "How can we bridge this divide?" "Through understanding, through building new connections," Kalen replied, turning to face her fully. "Your presence is an opportunity, Cassandra. You embody hope for our future, but it requires our shared commitment, not just mine but also yours." Cassandra nodded, her heart swelling with purpose. "I want to honor this chance. I want to help foster understanding between our worlds." With newfound determination, Cassandra dedicated herself to her new life. Yet, darkness loomed beneath the surface. Among the tribe, some still viewed her with suspicion. Whispers of uncertainty echoed when they thought she couldn't hear, murmurs that implied she was a foreign anomaly, a remnant of pain that may bring more harm than healing. One evening, as the sky darkened to indigo and stars began to twinkle, Cassandra overheard a conversation in hushed tones. A small gathering had formed, led by a Zephyrian named Zorith, a strong presence among the tribe whose traditionalist views clashed with those yearning for progress. "A human among us is a threat," Zorith declared. "Our ancestors warned us of their kind. They will bring ruin if we allow them into our sacred space." Cassandra's heart sank as she listened, feeling the weight of Zorith's accusations. Kalen intervened, his voice calmly cutting through the rising tension. "We are not ruled by the fears of the past. We have an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to heal. Cassandra has already proved her worth through the ritual. She holds a beacon of light, allowing us to connect with another world." Zorith scoffed. "Light can also burn, Kalen. We must remain vigilant." You are naive to trust so easily." The exchange gripped Cassandra with fear, but a resolve ignited within. She knew she had to confront these doubts if she were to truly embody the bridge between their worlds. "If I am a threat, then let me prove myself to you," she said, stepping forward to face the gathering, her voice steady and unwavering. "I am here to understand, to learn, and to grow. I want to honor your ways, not destroy them." A murmur rippled through the tribe, some voices laced with skepticism, while others whispered words of support. Zoratha's glare could pierce through the tension, but Cassandra remained firm, the warmth of Kaelin's presence at her side bolstering her courage. "Very well," Zorath relented, his tone mocking. "Then show us. What can a human teach us? You have one moon cycle to earn your place before our council. If you fail, you are to leave." Cassandra felt the pressure mount, but it fueled her determination. "Challenge accepted," she declared. As the gathering dispersed, the weight of expectation hung heavily in the air. But amidst the uncertainty, Cassandra knew that even a single spark of hope could ignite a brighter future. She looked at Kaelin, gratitude flooding her heart. "You were brave," he whispered, admiration evident in his gaze. "Next moon cycle, we will prepare together. You will show them the true spirit of humanity." Cassandra nodded, inspired by the weight of her new responsibility. She may be far from home, but she had found purpose. Her journey to forge a connection between their worlds was only just beginning. As she gazed into the night sky, the stars seemed to pulse with possibilities, twinkling with a promise of future harmony. Little did she know, she was about to face obstacles far greater than she could imagine, forces threatening to unravel the bond she was determined to create. The dawn of a new day broke over Zyra, bathing the landscape in hues of pink and gold. Cassandra awoke to the soft sounds of the Zephyrian tribe beginning their daily rituals. The air was rich in melody, their harmonious voices intertwining with nature, a symphony awakening the world around them. She felt a surge of excitement as she remembered her challenge, the responsibility weighing on her shoulders like armor. Determined to prepare, Cassandra joined Kaelin, who awaited her by the waterfall, an inspiring venue for her training. They shared a breakfast of sweet, alien fruits, Kaelin explaining their nutritional values, while also imparting lessons about the landscape. "The land responds to us," he noted, gesturing toward a flower that changed color under the morning sun. "It is important to understand the cycles of life here, how every creature, every plant is connected." "I get that," Cassandra replied, taking a bite of the sweet fruit, its juice bursting with flavor. "But how do I show others? What can I do that represents our worlds merging?" "You will teach us how to communicate your story," Kaelin said, his eyes gleaming. "Share the essence of humanity through art, music, or dance. Create something that binds our experiences together." Cassandra pondered this, a tingle of inspiration igniting within her. Art has always been a major part of human culture. I could paint, or maybe write a song. "Whatever you choose, it must reflect the journeys we all share," he encouraged. "And remember, you are not alone. The tribe will support you." Over the next few days, Cassandra dedicated herself to finding a way to represent the connections she felt within her newfound home. She observed the Zephyrians, their customs, their interactions, infusing her understanding with every moment. Their bond with the environment and with each other was profound, inspiring her to emphasize harmony in her creation. One early evening, as the sun dipped low on the horizon, she gathered the tribe's children by the waterfall. With Kaelin at her side, she introduced them to the notion of storytelling through art. She sat among the curious children, her heart swelling as they listened intently. "Every story has a heartbeat," Cassandra began, her tone inviting. "It is filled with emotions, moments of joy and sorrow. Let's paint those stories on the canvas of our lives." She encouraged them to channel their own tales, guiding them as they created vibrant, abstract art using natural dyes and pigments made from Zyra's flora. As the enthusiasm grew, Cassandra felt excitement bubble within her. She began to weave her own story, painting symbols that represented her journey among them, blending elements of both Earth and Zyra. She captured moments of courage, fear, love, and unity across the canvas, pouring a part of herself into the creation. The following days saw her fully immersed in this collaborative expression. She found a deep connection with the tribe members, especially the children, who brought laughter and carefree joy into her life. Yet, as the moon cycle progressed, Zoratha's doubts loomed larger, creating an invisible barrier within the tribe. One evening, after the sun had dipped below the horizon, Cassandra gathered the tribe for a grand unveiling of her artwork at the Circle of Ancients. Excitement buzzed in the air. She sensed that the moment was significant, a defining point for her future among the Zephyrians. Kalen stood beside her, his presence a comfort as Zorath approached, flanked by like-minded skeptics. "You think a mere painting can convince us to trust a human?" Zoratha's voice cut through the enthusiasm like a sharp blade, drawing wary glances from the crowd. "Art is not just a painting. It is a language," Cassandra countered, her determination flaring like fire. "It tells our stories, our experiences, and shows we can connect beyond our differences." "Do you truly believe a human can understand our struggles and triumphs?" Zorath challenged. "I believe that we all share struggles," she replied, feeling the heat of his skepticism but remaining steadfast. "I am not here to replace your traditions. I want to weave our lives into a tapestry that celebrates both of us." As she unveiled her canvas, a gasp rippled through the crowd. The painting blossomed with colors and forms that intertwined the essence of Zyra's beauty with the spirit of humanity. Lush landscapes, the bond of the tribe, and elements of her life on Earth. The tribe gazed in silence, slowly absorbing the captured emotions within the artwork. Cassandra's heart raced. She could feel the waves of thoughts washing over her, a mix of admiration, curiosity, and lingering doubt. "The spirals represent our connections to the Earth," she explained, pointing to the intricate design on the canvas. "And the circles embody unity. Every experience, every choice we make echoes into the universe and brings us closer together." Zorath moved closer, studying the piece with intensity. "Your colors are bright but lack the depth of our experience," he remarked. "You are naive to think that can be easily painted as a bridge." Cassandra felt a pang of disappointment, but refused to yield. "I know I can't erase the past, but we can write a new story together. It starts with understanding," she implored, pouring her heart into every word. "You may dream of unity, but realities are harsh," Zorath replied, still skeptical. "And not all will be swayed by bright colors and hopeful words." With every gaze in the crowd, Cassandra felt the two worlds and their complexities converge, a powerful gravity pulling them toward a shared destiny. "Then let me show you. Let me be a part of your life and a part of this world, so we can build understanding together." The silence that followed felt like an eternity. The tribe split between admiration for her courage and uncertainty about embracing a foreigner into their midst. Finally, Kalen stepped forward, his luminous eyes blazing with determination. "If we allow her to walk beside us, we honor our own evolution. Every moment gives us the opportunity to learn anew. We cannot allow fear to dictate our future." Whispers of agreement rippled through the onlookers, a tide shifting slowly but surely. "I will remain vigilant," Zorath declared, his brows furrowed but his tone softer now. "But I will not obstruct this path for the time being. Do not disappoint us, human." As Zorath stepped back, a weight lifted within her, elation swirling in her chest. The tribe would now move forward together, learning to navigate the complexities that lay ahead. That night, as the stars twinkled brightly in the indigo sky, Cassandra felt a renewed sense of hope. They had taken the first step towards understanding, bridging the chasm that once divided their worlds. Yet in the shadows, a storm brewed. Forces beyond their understanding awaited, threatening to disrupt the fragile bond they were forging. And Cassandra, the bridge between two worlds, would soon find herself tested far beyond her limits. The next few weeks passed with an exhilarating mix of creativity and tension permeating the tribe's atmosphere. Cassandra dedicated herself to nurturing her bond with the Zephyrians, embracing their customs while fostering connections to her human heritage. The mural she had created became a focal point for conversation, a canvas that sparked new dialogues filled with laughter, inquiry, and tentative trust. Yet, Within the heart of this budding unity lay an undercurrent of unease. The whispers of doubt that Zoreth had sown lingered like shadows over the tribe, casting a pall on their newfound relationship with her. During their daily gatherings, Cassandra could sense the divide growing thicker, the factions within the tribe becoming more pronounced. One morning, Cassandra was practicing her storytelling by the waterfall with the children, weaving tales from Earth mixed with Zephyrian legends. Kalen usually joined, his presence grounding and encouraging. Yet today he was absent, consumed by discussions with the elders regarding alliance strategies and Zoratha's growing dissent. As the children listened wide-eyed to her tale of courage and adventure, Cassandra felt a pang of longing for Kalen. She missed their shared moments of discovery and the strength he brought into her life. But as she smiled and animatedly recounted her stories, a shadow fell across the glade. Zoreth entered, flanked by several loyal supporters, their expressions closed off. "Enough of these distracting fables," he interrupted, his voice cutting through the joyous laughter of the children. "We have important matters to address, matters concerning the stability of our tribe." Cassandra's heart raced, the colors of the world around her fading momentarily. "Zoreth, the children are learning," she protested, instinctively stepping protectively in front of her audience. "Stories connect us, help us understand." "Understanding should not come at the expense of vigilance," Zoreth countered. "Our world is fraught with danger. We have tolerated your presence for long enough, but there are forces beyond our borders, threatening to encroach upon our territory, forces that have no use for tales or laughter." He gestured toward the horizon, where dark clouds gathered ominously, mingling with unnatural shades of violet and gray. A chill spread through the air as Cassandra's heart sank. She had sensed something brewing in the atmosphere, an unsettling feeling, and now it seemed the tribe's apprehensions were rooted in more than just her presence. "We need to prepare for the unknown," Zoreth continued, eyes blazing. "We must unite against what lurks in the shadows. A treaty with an alien among us could expose us to dangers we cannot comprehend." Cassandra felt the children clinging to her, their expressions mirroring her inner turmoil. "If we prepare together, we can be stronger," she implored, stepping forward, her heart pounding. "I want to help." "Your help is not needed," Zoreth interrupted, the retort harsh. "We know not if you're friend or foe. I say we seek out our own kind and prepare our defenses, dispose of the uncertain element." The collective breath of the tribe seemed to still. Some turned their heads to Cassandra, uncertainty gleaming in their eyes. Others looked to Zoreth, doubt mingling with loyalty. Kalen emerged from the trees, just in time to hear Zoreth's declaration, his expression a storm of concern. "Enough," he commanded, stepping between Zoreth and Cassandra. "We will not turn against one another. We will face challenge as allies." Zoreth narrowed his eyes, displeasure etching deeper lines into his features. "But what of the human? She brings the very specter of risk." "You underestimate the strength found in unity," Kalen retorted, his voice steady. "Cassandra has chosen to embrace our culture while sharing hers. That bond is not to be disregarded. Together we can face the threats beyond these woods." With tensions thickening, Kalen turned to Cassandra. "I need your help, Cassandra. The strange weather has disrupted our territory. We must investigate the source if we are to preserve the peace." She nodded, determination ignited in her chest. "I'll do whatever is necessary," she affirmed. If they were facing an impending threat, she would stand beside Kalen and the tribe, blending her human instincts with their natural wisdom. A hushed silence followed her words, a flicker of surprise breaking through the tension. Zoreth, though not pleased, seemed unwilling to reject their plan outright, but he glared at Cassandra, suspicion still burning in his eyes. "Very well," Zoreth begrudged, "but I will not stand down should this venture lead to our demise. We will see the truth behind this storm." With a sense of urgency buzzing through the tribe, Kalen organized a small party to scout the borders, seeking to uncover the truth behind the ominous weather patterns. Cassandra felt excitement mixed with apprehension. The unknown stretched before them, an adventure bordered by uncertainty. As they set off, Cassandra felt the weight of the world pressing down. She was determined to prove that bridging their differences would lead not only to understanding, but also to survival. The forest murmured around them as they ventured deeper into Zyra's untamed heart. The trees stood sentinel like guardians, the air growing tense and charged as the dark clouds coalesced above. Cassandra could hear the whispers of the wind, the trees speaking of ancient secrets and untold stories yet to be discovered. As they pressed on, a shiver of foreboding danced along her spine. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath their feet. A low rumble echoed through the air, resonating within them. They paused, exchanging glances filled with anxiety and determination. "This is not natural," Kalen murmured, his brow furrowing as he steadied himself against a nearby tree. Before he could utter another word, a fierce wind spiraled through the trees, breaking branches and sending leaves spiraling wildly. The sky darkened further, and thunder cracked overhead like the roar of a beast. "We need to take shelter," Cassandra urged, her instinct sharpening. The energy around them was charged, as if the very fabric of their world was unraveling. But before they could react, a blinding flash lit the horizon, illuminating the storm and revealing massive figures moving through the trees, great shadows, silhouettes of creatures unfamiliar to them, large and menacing, closing in. Fear gripped Cassandra's heart as she gripped Kalen's arm, uncertainty mingling with determination. "Whatever happens, we will face this together," she vowed. And as the storm raged on, roaring with fury, the looming threat felt closer than ever, a convergence of worlds about to collide. The storm roared with primal fury as Cassandra and the Zephyrian stood together, hearts racing and minds sharpening in the face of impending danger. The flickering shadows that emerged through the tempest revealed the fearsome figures of armored creatures, with jagged edges and intense eyes filled with malevolence. They were large and intimidating, each movement stirring the atmosphere like a predator preparing to strike. "What are those?" Cassandra gasped, backing up against Kalen, their bond resonating deeply within her. "The Carthari," Kalen replied grimly, his voice steady with resolve. "Feral creatures known for their aggression. They are drawn by turmoil, threatening any who cross into their territory." With only moments to act, Cassandra's mind raced with possibilities. "We can't fight them. We need to outsmart them." She glanced around at her allies, seeing understanding in their eyes, uniting their hearts against a common threat. "Kalen," she whispered, eyes wide with determination, "if we can create a distraction with the elements, we might lead them away from our territory." "The river is swollen from the storm," he pondered, nodding as a flicker of hope ignited between them. "If we redirect it, I can help with that," Cassandra declared. She raced to find the nearby river, adrenaline coursing through her veins. The Zephyrians followed closely, their focused energy channeling into her resolve as they reached the riverbank. "Cassandra, align your thoughts with ours," Kalen instructed, moving to stand beside her. "Feel the pulse of the land." Cassandra closed her eyes, attuning her senses to the earth surrounding her. The rhythm of the river thrummed through her, and she felt the connection between herself and this world, a shared heartbeat that resonated in time with her own. "Now focus," Kalen urged as they joined hands, Zephyrians gathering around them. Together, they summoned their energies, harmonizing their minds to channel the force of the land. With a surge of collective spirit, they directed the flow of water, guiding it from its natural course. The river began to swell and curve, moving with purpose toward the Carthari. As the creature silhouettes closed in, the floodwaters roared to life, rushing forth with a might the Carthari did not anticipate. They were swept away, caught in the torrent as the water surged and twisted, uprooting trees and debris, creating chaos among their ranks. "Now, retreat," Kalen commanded, leading the group as they sprinted back toward the safety of the tribe's heart. They raced through the forest, moving together as one unit, their path lit by the energy of their shared spirits. As they navigated the trees, Cassandra felt her heart thundering alongside the pulse of the tribe. Nerves coiled inside her, but hope surged with every step. With this shared power, they would persevere. Upon reaching the circle of ancients, they turned to face the darkness. The storm had subsided, leaving only echoes of the confrontation behind. The Carthari had been swept safely away for now, but Cassandra knew they would return. "We need to fortify our defenses," she proclaimed, adrenaline coursing through her. "Help me learn your techniques. We can prepare for their next assault." Zorth stepped forward, formerly hesitant, but now filled with determination. "Perhaps we were too quick to judge the potential of unity," he admitted, looking at the group assembled around Cassandra. "If we are to survive, we must learn together." The tribe nodded, an affirmation echoing through the ranks, a commitment to stand united against encroaching darkness. All former doubts began to fade, replaced by the certainty that through collaboration, they could weave the fabric of their worlds into something stronger. Cassandra embraced Zorth, her heart swelling with gratitude and forgiveness. "Together, we'll forge a new path," she said, eyes filled with purpose. Under Kalen's guidance, they created a harmonious melding of their strengths. Zephyrian training techniques combined with Cassandra's human tactical strategies, fostering their defenses with both innovation and tradition. They worked tirelessly during the days that followed, transforming the Circle of Ancients into a sanctuary of protection, an embodiment of their bond. As the moon shone down upon them, the tribe gathered for a ceremony to honor their unity. Cassandra stood before them, framed by the vibrant tapestry of shared stories, the mural a testament to what they had built together. "Each stroke on this canvas represents our journeys," she spoke, her voice echoing with sincerity. "Our blended fears and our shared joys. Together, we are not just survivors. We are a family united across worlds." The crowd erupted into cheers, their voices rising like a melody beneath the stars. Cassandra felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes as Zorth and Kalen stepped forward to join her. A true coalition formed. Yet, as they celebrated, Cassandra remained vigilant, understanding that future storms were inevitable. But now, with the Zephyrian tribe alongside her, she was not afraid. She had found a home, a purpose, and a connection that transcended even the deepest chasms of the universe. Together, they were a force to be reckoned with, hearts and worlds intertwined, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. And as the universe continued its eternal dance of chaos, love, and understanding, it was clear that they were just beginning to forge their story, one heartbeat at a time.